Mondrian made art by removing everything unnecessary. I'm gonna do the same thing out of wood. I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. Currently I have a problem. In my home office, I have a wall with nothing on it. It is big, and it is just blank. I like mid-century modern, and I'm gonna take inspiration from one of the best abstract artists of that time, Piet Mondrian. His work has to do with removing everything unnecessary and only using color, lines, and balance. Instead of doing it on canvas, I'm gonna do that exact same thing out of wood. So let's make some art. After many, many iterations, this is what I'm going to make. So the whole thing's gonna be 40 by 30, and it's gonna consist of oak and maple. For the colors on the maple, I'm going to dye using alcohol ink. I looked into other woods like using Duke or canary wood, but really dyeing is the easiest way to go. And just for some history, it took me a while to get here. So this is the first iteration, but I liked this, but it didn't really have the balance in it. So to get that balance, I just started drawing things. So these are some of the earliest ones. I mixed some walnut in with the maple and tried different concepts. And then I did some more. It wasn't really until I started using dice to help roll what the structure is going to be. So basically randomizing where the colors are and the lines are. Ended up with this one that I really liked. But after analyzing it, there wasn't the balance up here and down here in the side. I did love this piece, but this just didn't feel right. So I made it bigger and I labeled out the wood. This gave me a better idea of what this is going to look like. After analyzing it some more, I made a few changes. It came up with this design. Still, I didn't have the balance over here on the left. So I changed to this. And this felt really good, but I didn't have flow across the piece, which led to this. And this looked better, but it felt like it was broken up with flow down here. And that led me to the final piece by making this white. I have that flow going down, have all the different colors, and I still have all that geometric shape. So a lot of sketching allowed me to get where I'm at to be able to make a piece that is balanced, has all the colors, and just a really good composition. Let's get the planer out and start cutting some wood. So let's talk about Piet Mondrian. He is best known for the bold grids and primary colors that define modern abstract art, but that's not where he started. Mondrian was a Dutch painter born in 1872 and lived to about 1844. Early in his career, he made a living copying paintings. At the time, reproductions were often done by hand, so copying artwork was a common way for artists to earn a steady income. His early original paintings were mostly landscapes, especially studies of trees, and over time, he became more interested in the underlying structure of nature. In 1912, he painted a work titled Trees. It's a step towards abstraction and is on display at the Carnegie Art Museum. The painting still clearly suggests trees in a landscape, but you can see Mondrian beginning to simplify the forms, remove the unnecessary detail, and focusing more on the structures of branches. He kept pushing that idea further. Eventually, Mondrian stripped away detail, color, and representation until only the essentials remained. Vertical and horizontal lines, balanced compositions, and the primary colors of red, yellow, and blue. A good example is Composition 2, in red, blue, and yellow. Mondrian's ideas influenced generations of artists. One of them was Burgoyne Diller, whose work continued exploring the balance of lines, colors, and geometry. This piece, Untitled number 21, was created around the time of Mondrian's death in 1944. Today we look at these works and appreciate the simplicity and clarity, but at the time they were radical. In fact, the Nazi regime labeled work like Mondrian's as degenerate art. You probably didn't expect a history lesson while watching woodworking video, did you? The reason why I went into this background is that taking ideas from unrelated fields and applying them to woodworking can create something completely new. And I just wanted to show you the process to my woodworking. Okay, I got this laid out on the table. You can kind of see it begin to take form. There's a little bit of gap on some of these pieces, but it's very small. I'm not that concerned about it. I did adjust a few things by touching them up on the sander, and I think it's looking great. So from here, I need to sand down the top, and then I should be able to apply the color and really make it pop. But all the pieces are the right size, so it's just sanding and paint by number now. I have everything laid out, sanded 220. At this point, I'm ready to apply color. I gotta do black, red, blue, and yellow. So all of these are numbered, so it's basically just one big paint by number thing. All of this oak is from the same board, and I ebonized it using the exact same solution, and it's all different colors. So, I need to make this black. And for that, I have black wood stain. It's like, why? Why do you do this to me, oak? This is looking great. So I got all the pieces colored, and now I gotta just start mounting it to that plywood sheet. So I need to have a flat, level surface to mount it on. And for that, I have my workbench here. It's big, it's absolutely flat, and it's perfect for this case. So let's start gluing pieces down. Next step is to trim the edge, and a flush trim router bit is the way to go.
What happened?
The bearing left the chat.
Oh! Well, that's fun. Well, you saved it.
Well, the bearing came off mid-cut, but it didn't really dig into the wood much at all, so I'm good. For the finish, I'm just using a satin polyurethane. This piece is amazing. I just love how the colors pop. And it also turned out way better than I expected. Taking ideas from outside of the shop and applying them in here has helped me make some of the most interesting projects. If you know of an artist or a design style that could apply to woodworking, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new things, and you guys have some of the best ideas. And if you enjoyed this project, hit that subscribe button. I have more ideas where design meets woodworking. It turns out, modern art does look good in wood. Thanks for watching, and have fun.